Morning. It's a beautiful Why Not Wednesday. My name is James Officer, and I'd like to welcome you to a wonderful Wednesday edition of Morning Joe. You are looking at the Detroit River right now. It's interesting. This is a wonderful little hotel called the Riverwalk Hotel. And all you typically hear is negative things about Detroit. But I'll tell you, this is a really, really pretty area. Really pretty. I was in the area a couple of weeks ago. Across the river there is Canada. Now I'm embarrassed because I don't know which city. But across the river there is Canada. So really pretty, an overcast day. But it is. Hey, good morning, Miss Payne. Good morning. Thank you. Windsor. Appreciate it. Thank you, Q. Windsor, right across the Detroit River. Hey, there you are. So it is a wonderful Why Not Wednesday, and I appreciate you being here. It's an incredible day, and I appreciate you for joining me on Morning Joe. I'm walking around today, so I apologize for the little shakiness. I could sit down somewhere and get still. I guess I will. But I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, I swear I'm fly most days anyway, whether I am or not. But this is an opportunity for us over a cup of coffee. Hey, Joe, glad you're here, man. I'm in your city. Check it out, the Detroit River. In your city. Morning Joe is an opportunity over a cup of coffee. Hope you have yours, for us to decide to have an amazing day. For us to decide to take today by command, right? That doesn't mean we can have control over the circumstances. In fact, I will assure you that you will not have control over the circumstances. And thank you very much for the hearts. I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing this scope on Facebook and Twitter. I really appreciate it. Thank you for inviting your friends. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. So it's an opportunity to do that. Good morning, my bearded brother. There you go. And so I hope you understand the power of taking some time to decide what kind of day you're going to have. Not leaving it to chance, not leaving it to circumstances, but making a conscious effort a conscious decision. I was just checking out of my hotel this morning, and I was speaking to the young lady at the desk, and she did her customary "Good morning, how are you?" And I said, "I am fabulous," right? And I said it with conviction, and she kind of paused and thought, like, "Whoa, what's happened for you this morning? Why are you having such an amazing day?" Well, I decided to, and in that interaction, that young lady said to me, "You know what? I need to do that. I need to decide every day to have an amazing day." And that blessed me and it touched me. And I just kind of went on and grabbed some coffee and came out to talk with you for a little bit. But again, it is infectious when we can decide, when we make a conscious decision to have a wonderful day. Hey, good morning. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. And I'm glad you're here too, cuz when we decide to have an amazing day, we impact others and inspire others to do the same and to make the same decision. So I asked the question in the title, what am I thinking? And I've been thinking about it from various things I've heard and just conversations I've been involved in, that we spend so much time frustrated with people, and it is almost unfair to them. Because we're frustrated with people because they don't meet our expectations, yet we don't share our expectation. And we expect, like, for life and for the people in our lives, and even not even people in our lives, people we interact with, we expect them to be carnies. Like you go to the carnival and you can pay 50 cents and somebody guess your age and guess your weight. Or you can go into the the tarot card readers, those who have the clairvoyants, and have them read your future. That's not a great idea, but you can do that. But for most of us, for most people, we are not mind readers. Yet we hold people accountable all the time for disappointing us and making us angry when we have not expressed what it is our expectation is. And don't think too deep about it. I mean, think about it. We based on position and based on title. So, for example, you go to a restaurant. You expect the waiter to do certain things because he or she is a waiter. And with those, and you don't ask. You don't set any expectations. You expect them because they are in a position to act a certain way, to conduct themselves a certain way, and to provide a certain level of service. That doesn't happen. What do? We're angry. We're upset. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to be upset. What I'm asking you to think about on this Why Not Wednesday is how much more peace can you have in this life if you are always letting people know what it is you want, what it is that you expect. Because if you don't make it clear what you want, then you get what you get. And you are often forced to settle for what you get if you don't express what you want. And that's a very, very superficial example. We can think of all kinds of service providers that we don't necessarily go in and set expectations and tell them what we're thinking. We assume based on their position, we assume based on their title, that they know what we want, that they know what we need. And that assumption will always, almost always leave you short. Yeah, there's some people who just will be excellent at what they do. But it is incumbent upon you and me to share the expectation of, yes, set boundaries. Set the expectations of what we want, what we need, what we expect. Take it a little closer to you. Think about how often it happens a lot. You know, I'm not judging it. I'm just saying it happens. In a religious setting, the pastor messes up, makes a mistake, right? Does something wrong, and we become devastated by it. People are devastated by that because the preacher did something wrong, right? And we often blame it on God and decide, you know what, I ain't going to church no more because, or I don't believe in God no more because the preacher messed up. What? First of all, it's okay to say to somebody who you go sit and listen to weekly to have expectations of them. Not just because they're a pastor, he or she, not just because they're in this position or have this title, don't expect that they do certain things. For your sake, tell people what you want. Don't expect people to read your mind. And I'm not, again, judging it. This is not beating you up. This is Why Not Wednesday. So we're asking questions. And the question in my mind that I'm really pondering is, why do relationships fail? Why do relationships fail? And there are a lot of reasons, right? We can dig way into that. And I don't want to turn this conversation into that, but we could. But the point is, one of the big reasons, if you boil things down to the bare nuts and bolts of it, most relationships fail, whether it's the restaurant you go to, whether it's the pastor, whether it's parents. Relationships fail because we have expectations of people to do certain things, say certain things, and be certain things, and we don't share those expectations. And when they don't meet the expectations that we haven't shared, then there's a there's a failure. And so it is very, very prevalent. And you think about it, the closer the person gets to you, the more you expect of them, but the less likely you are to share those expectations with them. So again, the restaurant owner or the restaurateur, the service person, and thank y'all so much for the hearts. I'm telling you, it is so affirming. It is, and I will never tell you that it is. Hey, thank you, bro. That's absolutely. It is very succinctly said. The difference between expectation and reality is disappointment. And if you are not willing to say what it is you want and need from people, you can count on being disappointed. And that doesn't mean if you share it, if you say it, that people won't let you down. But I'll tell you, there's a human tendency to want to please people, to take care of people. I'm telling you it is. You think about it, when we get on the airplane, the safety demonstration, the flight attendant will always tell us several things. But one of those things that they tell us about putting that mask on when the air pressure in the cabin changes, they say if you're traveling with others, put your mask on first. Why do they do that? Well, they do that because in countless simulations, individuals have, under pressure, gone to help other people before helping themselves. It is really, and it is a redeeming factor of humanity. It's one of the things that keeps hope alive in me, that people are good, because we first seek to help. In crisis, in a reactionary scenario, impulsively, we seek first to help others and to help ourselves. So if you tell people what you want and need, there is a natural proclivity in us to give it to you. Doesn't mean we won't fail sometimes, but I'm guaranteed to fail in meeting your expectation if you don't share them with me. So as I was saying, the closer people get to you, the more likely they are to disappoint you, because the more you expect of them to know what it is you want and need, to be able to read your mind, to know what you are thinking. And I won't go too deep into this, but boy, I tell you, if you are in a long relationship or in a marriage, that is really when it gets tricky. And how many relationships are rocky or failed or have failed or on the brink of failure simply because he or she has, or they have expectations that they haven't shared, that they haven't said, here's what I need, here's what I'm feeling, here's what I'm thinking, and giving a person an opportunity to meet an expectation based on their knowledge of it. It's a really powerful thing. It's not easy to do, because to share your expectation creates some vulnerability. It does create some vulnerability, but Morning Joe, we all about that. We all about opening ourselves and feeling and living so that we can get things done, right? So that we can maximize this dash we have. You have to be willing to be vulnerable, and sharing expectations and telling people what you need and want is one of the it definitely opens you up and creates some vulnerability, but it also sets you up to have very beneficial, very harmonious relationships, where if someone is letting you down and they know your expectation, well, then you can look at that a lot differently than you having these expectations of people without sharing them. My wonderful wife is a lot of great things, great things. But one thing she isn't is a mind reader. She is not a mind reader. And it's shame on me if I have expectations of her, things I want her to say and do and be, and I don't say them to her. I don't ask her for them. And everyone on the scope, you're in that same position, whether you're single or married or not. The closest people to you, you have an obligation. You have an obligation to share with them what it is that you need, what it is you want, how you want to be treated, how you want to be spoken to. It is up to you to create that. It's up to you to create that by sharing your expectation. And you don't have time, right? You don't have time to waste having bad relationships where you are helping create it by not opening your mouth and saying what you need. Open your mouth and share with people what you need and what you want, because life is way too short. I mean, life is crazy short. I mean, this thing is flying by. It's flying by. And I don't say that. Hey, there you go, Joe. I don't say that so that you can feel negative or be consumed about, oh my God, life is short. No, I'm saying that so that you can get about it, so that you can get about maximizing every single moment, every single day, every single hour, getting about maximizing it. And you're going to get the most out of it by being by being willing to be vulnerable enough to share your emotions, share what you need, share your expectations. Listen, I love y'all. I'm gonna give you one more glimpse of the Detroit River. You see the sun's trying to come out. It's kind of an overcast day, but finally we're getting a little sun. I'm gonna put it in your face. I'm ready for an amazing day. Got a group going to be talking to today. We ready to go get it. We ready to go have a just amazing day. I'm going to share. I'm going to learn. That's for you. Hey, love you very, very much. Thank you for that. Thank you. Y'all be good. Have a wonderful Why Not Wednesday, and we'll see you on a Thankful Thursday. All right. Thank you very much.